So Earl says, many of my local clients have m.url subdomains for mobile. I have traditionally spent bulk of my efforts getting the url.com site to rank, with expectations that their health would also support the m. version. What additional should I be doing to support the mobile version, with an eye to its map placements and overall visibility on mobile? Well, good question, Earl, and I'll give my input, and maybe Marco can chime in on this too. But the way subdomain works is that they are kind of different entities. You know, they are taken as different entities, and it would all depend on how your website is set up. So, for example, on some websites, like some templates or some website builders, for example, they will have the mobile version set up automatically. So if the browser detects or the website detects that you're visiting from a subdomain, from a mobile phone, you will get automatically redirected to the m. version, okay? So that's kind of how it's working. Now, what you could have is a completely HTML or whatever it is, like a strictly mobile version, like a mobile template of the website on the m. version. That is, you know, that would be a completely separate WordPress.com website with a mobile theme, okay? That's being kind of deprecated as far as I know, because, you know, right now with responsive themes and responsive landing page builders like ClickFunnels, lead pages, whatever you're doing, they're all responsive. So you do not need to have an m. Subdomain anymore for people to get redirected. That used to happen when we didn't have responsive themes, and, you know, usually the websites used to look like really, really bad on mobile. But that's not the case anymore, because again, you can visit the same web page from mobile and desktop and tablet PCs, and the theme will be automatically, you know, optimized, I would say, for the width of the screen. Now, with that being said, what you could do is to actually build links to the m. version. You know, you can, if it is a completely separate entity, meaning if you have the ability of going, you know, add schema, and maybe you know, add the AMP plugin that we have developed with Semantic Mastery, or, you know, have an accelerated mobile page on that subdomain, I would strongly suggest that you do so. Because again, if you want to do maps placement and visibility on mobile, you need to understand now, Earl, that, you know, I would say 60% of the traffic that goes through Google or Facebook is mobile. You know, so if it's treated differently from the main domain, meaning that you have the ability of go in and actually tweak the code from that subdomain, you can build links. You can treat it as an additional property, as we would, you know, as I would, for example, if I set up different money sites on subdomains, I would treat them completely differently. Like, of course, if you focus on getting the url.com site to rank, that will benefit the subdomain and vice versa. That's why subdomains are still really, really powerful. You know, so I would focus on building links and local directories that can point back to the m. version of the website. But that would be kind of a short-term approach. As a longer-term approach, I would definitely, you know, start educating your local clients to get a responsive domain and a responsive theme, on the same domain, so that way everything falls under the same domain, and you do not need to do kind of two SEO campaigns, one for mobile, one for desktop. Does that make sense? Do you want to add anything to that, Marco?
Yeah, if by maps placement he means ranking in the 3-pack, that has absolutely nothing to do with whether the website is mobile friendly, because old G sites, which were totally ranking, are not mobile friendly, if you haven't noticed. And we constantly rank in the 3-pack. We're ranking the map, and we're ranking the verified Google My Business map, and we're sending them to a specific back to the G site, actually, or to it could be whatever landing page you want it to be. So there's different things. From what I read, there's different things going on here. If you're trying to rank in maps, you're trying to rank the map, not the website. But what you could do is send them, as you mentioned, to an m.website.url.com and have that M be an HTML, really light super fast, loads. I blink, and what you would have on there is a click to call button or whatever. But you could have that same thing on your G site or whatever, or on actually, I think you sometimes get that on the map. So there's different things. As you said, if your website is responsive, then it obviates the need for the M version, because Google's going to see it as mobile friendly. You can do the test, right? You can go right to Google and test whether it's mobile friendly now. Mm-hmm. So I don't see it. Actually, I don't see any reason for an M version unless you want to send people to a specific, really fast HTML landing page where they can just go in and take the action that you need them to take. That would be my take on this.
Right. Yeah, I agree. So here's mentioning the mobile-friendly test. This has been around for a while, so I'll put it here on this page so that you guys can check it out. And you can input your URL test here, and it will tell you if it's mobile-friendly or not. If your website is not mobile-friendly, you will also get I think you will also get a note on Webmaster Tools. You need to improve that mobile friendliness, if you would, because again, the results on the mobile side of things and the desktop side of things, they have been different, even more different as we go by.
And just one last thing. If it's mobile friendly and it's still slow, then you could run into problems, which is why you might want to have an HTML landing page, just something just super fast that just load, and that'll take care of some of the speed problems that you're running into. I would also recommend, if there's speed problems, talking to Clint Butler, because he's a master at website speed. So those are the things that I would recommend regarding this. It depends on what he's doing and why.
Yeah.